Sam Bankman-Fried is a man who has twisted not only Kryptons, but politicians and large Silicon Valley funds around his finger. This is a man who did not hesitate to steal millions of clients' funds and hand them over to the Chinese. How did Sam build his empire? Where did $8 billion in client funds go? And why did people believe him? Let's find out now. Almost a year ago, on November 11, one of the largest crypto exchanges collapsed, dragging $8 billion in customer funds with it. I am going to tell you the story of Uncle Sam, the boy who wanted to save the world and ended up ruining millions of lives. It's a story that everyone involved in crypto needs to learn, for it reveals the abyss of lies and filth that lurks behind the supposedly positive actors of the crypto scene. Sam Bankman-Fried was born on March 6, 1992 on the campus of Stanford University in sunny California. His parents were lawyers, both of whom taught at Stanford Law School. Sam was a gifted boy. He liked math, so he graduated from MIT in 2014 with a bachelor's degree in physics and math. At the time, Bitcoin was still trading at $700. A year earlier, SBF had interned at the prestigious proprietary trading firm Jane Street Capital. It was very hard to get in. Not everyone was even invited for an interview. But Sam was a smart guy, so he was lucky enough to work with the best traders. He continued to work there after graduating from MIT. In 2017, with $55 million in seed capital, SBF and Tara McCauley founded Alameda Research in Berkeley, California. The name Alameda Research was chosen to lend legitimacy to the company at a time when cryptocurrency companies were facing increased scrutiny from financial institutions. Later, the fund was joined by mathematical genius Carolyn Allison, who had something of a relationship with Sam, but more on that later. After working in America, Alameda moved to Hong Kong, where working conditions were more pleasant. Alameda's main occupation was arbitraging the price of Bitcoin. One opportunity SBF took advantage of was the so-called kimchi premium. While Bitcoin was priced around $10,000 in the US, it was trading at $15,000 on Korean exchanges. This was due to the huge demand for Bitcoin in Korea. However, this was difficult to scale due to regulatory issues in Korea. Sam then discovered an arbitrage opportunity through Japan. He would buy Bitcoin in the US for, say, $10,000, then transfer it to a Japanese exchange and sell it there for $11,000. Even with the long transfer and other problems, he was making 10% per week, which is a lot. In one of the interviews, Sam said that they didn't even know what Bitcoin was. They were just interested in the profit. Everything was fine, but something was missing: their own crypto exchange. So in 2019, Sam founded the FTX crypto exchange in Alameda. As he himself explained, Alameda is the money and FTX is the infrastructure. Initially, the exchange received $8 million in investments from small funds. And later, the number one crypto exchange in the world, Binance, led a strategic round for an undisclosed amount of investment. As it turned out, Binance acquired 20% of FTX, which later played a fatal role in the existence of Uncle Sam's empire. FTX was a very fast-growing exchange run by only 20 people, although the head of Kraken Exchange claims that they have 100 people in their security department alone. But that didn't stop FTX from gaining the trust of Silicon Valley influencers and Sam from making the front pages of major media outlets. And before we get to the next part, give this video a like. I've researched tons of material so you get the best juicy facts. SBF launched FTX at a very opportune time when the bull market was just beginning. In December 2019, FTX sold a stake in the company to Binance at a time when Bitcoin was still worth $7,000. But then in 2020, COVID-19 suddenly appeared and shut down the whole world. While people sat at home, the Fed printed trillions of dollars and gave them away. As a result, retail investors began to massively invest in the stock market and then in crypto. A huge bull run in the crypto market began. In April 2021, Bitcoin reached $65,000. Then Sam made a decision to move to the Bahamas because in Hong Kong, problems with cryptocurrency began. It was not safe to do business. Sam could do anything in the Bahamas because it was an offshore zone for not very transparent companies like Alameda and FTX. Sam was the CEO of FTX and his girlfriend Carolyn Allison was the CEO of Alameda. Alameda Research was able to manipulate the trades because they had access to FTX warrants and other insider information. Things were so successful that in June 2021, FTX closed at a $900 million B round at a valuation of $18 billion. The round was led by Sequoia Capital, one of Silicon Valley's most influential firms, and an early investor in Facebook and Twitter. Other participating investors including Paradigm, Circle, Multicoin, and Coinbase Ventures. It seemed that FTX was the new Coinbase or Binance, but with much more potential. In October 2021, Bitcoin peaked at $69,000, and FTX raised another round of $420 million at a valuation of $25 billion, where, among others, the largest hedge fund BlackRock invested. This was an ironclad argument for FTX's future. At that time, Sam launched a powerful advertising campaign for FTX. Dozens of celebrities promoted FTX not only as a crypto exchange, but as a platform where you can trade crypto without any knowledge. This is how FTX was positioned in Stephen Curry's ad. SBF paid $55 million to Tom Brady, an NFL star, to promote FTX. Supermodel Gisele Bündchen, billionaire Robert Belfer, tennis player Naomi Osaka, and other stars openly promoted FTX. Numerous billboards with Sam's face appeared. FTX bought the naming rights to the Kaseya Center for $20 million and then renamed it the FTX Arena. At the time, no one really cared where FTX got that kind of money. Now it's clear much of it was customer money. The aggressive marketing didn't stop there. FTX signed a deal with Mercedes to promote the project during an F1 race. The peak of aggressiveness was a commercial during Super Bowl 2022, where Larry David, famous American comedian, writer, and actor, urged don't miss out on crypto. Sam Bankman-Fried has become a very popular and respected guest for many media outlets. He has appeared on the cover of Forbes, Time, Wall Street Journal, Fortune, and other prestigious publications. One media outlet called him the first future trillionaire, and some even compared him to Warren Buffett. Sam has always said that he is not interested in money and wants to change the world with the philosophy of effective altruism. That's when you make money any way you can so you can give it all away to those in need. But that didn't stop SBF from buying himself a $35 million penthouse in the Bahamas and giving his parents a $16 million villa also in the Bahamas. In all, SBF bought $260 million worth of real estate in the Bahamas. To get to conferences and meetings faster, he got a private jet. I guess this is also part of the concept of effective altruism. Sam decided to try his luck in politics, donating a total of $36 million to Democrats. And in 2022, SBF and its allies gave $50 million during the 2022 election cycle to politically active groups that do not publicly disclose the names of their donors. In general, Sam personally stated that he planned to spend $1 billion on the U.S. presidential election. However, FTX collapsed before he could do so. In 2022, Sam started the year as the king of the crypto industry, with powerful connections in politics and business, and a reputation as a super successful investor. But things were absolutely nothing like SBF made them out to be. And now you're about to find out exactly what and why. The bull market could not last forever. The year 2022 began with the Fed raising interest rates, money became more expensive, investors' appetite decreased. In May 2022, Terra Luna collapsed. Literally $60 billion evaporated in a few days. The crypto market collapsed by 20 to 30%, with many altcoins hitting 50%. This put a lot of companies at risk that had long leveraged positions. The largest of these companies was the Three Arrows Capital Fund, which went bankrupt. There was a domino effect. Companies that had borrowed money suddenly demanded repayment. Alameda was one of those companies with a lot of loans. Alameda Research racked up billions of dollars worth of loans secured by the FTT token. No one cared that the asset was illiquid and very risky. At that point, Sam realized that the fund had a hole in its balance sheet. They couldn't pay their debts. So Bankman-Fried borrowed funds from the FTX exchange that belonged to the customers and thus closed the hole in the balance sheet. In essence, Alameda was stealing customer funds and using them to solve its own problems, without any guarantee of repayment. There was chaos behind the scenes. Alameda almost went bankrupt due to the collapse of Luna, but Sam came out on top again. What's more, instead of cleaning up the hole in the balance sheet, Sam started buying companies. For example, FTX planned to acquire the lending platform BlockFi for $240 million. FTX itself, however, had just nearly gone under. In the aftermath, several key people at the company left their positions. This was the first sign that Sam's Titanic had hit an iceberg. The second crack in Sam's empire was a CoinDesk report on November 2, almost a year ago, where the media pointed out FTX's problems. It turned out that of the $14 billion in assets on the balance sheet, more than half were FTT tokens, which were illiquid. This called FTX's solvency into question and led to the withdrawal of $5 billion from the exchange in 1 week. Then the CZ tweeted that it was pulling out of the FTX deal and planned to sell all FTT tokens. This intensified the withdrawals from the exchange and resulted in a bank run. There were not enough funds on the exchange to meet all the demand. Withdrawals were frozen, but Sam continued to believe that all was well. 4 days later, under pressure from lawyers, Sam resigned as CEO of the exchange and FTX filed for bankruptcy. The facts that came out after the FTX bankruptcy left me stunned. I'll tell you all about it next. Since October of this year, there have been Sam hearings, and each time some very interesting facts have come out. First of all, Sam's $1 million donation to politics was actually meant to be $100,000, and the reason he donated 10 times more was because his Adderall addict accidentally pressed an extra zero when typing in the $100,000 number. Whose money do you think Sam gave to politicians? No, not his own. He stole money from customers and donated it to politicians of both parties. Politicians must be very poor. It also turns out that FTX bribed Chinese government officials with $100 million, so some of the stolen money ended up in the hands of corrupt communists. The funny thing is that Sam thinks it's legal to steal customers' money without their permission. He admits his mistake, but he doesn't think it's illegal. All you need to know about effective altruism. One of the wildest conditions of employment at FTX and working with Sam Bankman-Fried was that he forced you to keep your paychecks at FTX and use it as your bank. He wanted to keep all the money in the FTX ecosystem so that Alameda could borrow from it. While FTX was buying stadiums, Alameda was losing millions. At one point, Alameda lost $100 million after its trader clicked on a phishing link and signed a malicious transaction. While trying to complete a DeFi transaction, he accidentally clicked on a fake link that had been promoted to the top of Google search results. This was just one of dozens of such cases. The entire success of the SBF can be described as the ability to appear to be an honest and open person while stealing, drugging, and buying politicians. Even if Sam did all this for good purposes, he should be severely punished. Millions of people lost money because of Sam and his careless management of the company. So even a life sentence seems lenient for someone like that. What do you think would be a fair punishment for Sam? Share your opinion in the comments and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Your Coin Post.